Why?
North
Macedonia sucks! First off, the Massos don't even like their own name. In 2019, the government officially named the country as North Macedonia. But if you call their country North Macedonia, the Massos will pillage your village like Prime Alexander the Great. Okay, so maybe we should just call them Macedonia because that's what they really want. No, because then the Greeks won't be happy. They claim North Macedonia is trying to steal their history because Alexander the Great is allegedly from the Greek version of ancient Macedonia, not the Macedonian Macedonia, of course, mate. Even Macedonia's flag is apparently stealing the Greek symbol known as the vagina sun. Yeah, the vagina sun. And then we have the Bulgarians who think the whole of Macedonia belongs to them. Maybe you Bulgarians should have thought of that before getting cooked in the Second Balkan War, and then glazing the Germans for 2 losing world wars. Anyway, the only winner out of this argument is the LGBT community. They'd be proud that Macedonians and Greeks are fighting over one of ancient history's most legendary gay men. The Macedonian government stuck a big fat statue of Alexander the Great up in the capital Skopje, which of course the Greeks absolutely loved. They even doubled down with a statue of Alexander's father, Philip II of Macedon. And this was no small project. In fact, the Macedonian government coughed up over 200 million euros, some estimates saying over 500 million, on building a ridiculous amount of statues throughout Skopje. Probably not the best decision from a country that's still recovering economically from the Yugoslavian era. Also, apparently the statues are starting to crumble after just a few years. One aspect of history the Macedonians can cling on to is the life of Mother Teresa. Although she was ethnically Albanian, Teresa was born in Skopje, and the government has built a memorial house in her honour. So you can go pay your respects to Teresa if you support her methods of watching poor children suffer and doing nothing about it. Escaping the city, you could definitely say Macedonia has some of the nature in the world. Heading south, you can drive through the quaint little town of Kočevo, where the journalists like to report on their own murders. Eventually, you'll reach one of the most beautiful lakes in Europe, Lake Ohrid. The lake straddles the border of Macedonia and Albania, a bright blue patch in 2 countries usually filled with grey. The town of Ohrid has been inhabited since antiquity, with various old as fuck churches and ruins. However, those cheeky lads at UNESCO are telling Macedonia to clean up their game and do more to protect the lake. UNESCO says the lake is literally full of shit, and if they keep letting dickhead tourists like myself in, the lake could lose World Heritage status. Unfortunately, Lake Ohrid is where I had one of the worst meals of my life. I should have just gotten the bloody fish since I was near a lake, but I wanted to try the polneti paperki. I'll let this short explain my experience.
Tried to order the stuffed pepper dish polneti paperki, but there must have been a mix-up because what I received was so disgusting. Huge clumps of sour cream with raw capsicum mixed in. This was not the stuffed peppers I asked for. I'm usually determined to finish meals, but this was horrible. It also sent me back 300 dinar, which is horrible value relative to other meals in Macedonia.
Nevertheless, I had plenty of positive food experiences during my time in maybe North or maybe not Macedonia. I had been craving bureks well before arriving, and I absolutely smashed them all over the country. I know every former Ottoman country has these, but geez, the Macedonians know how to get them right. Another one of my favourites was the dish tavce gravce, which I don't know how to pronounce, but I sure as hell know how to put them away. These beans were roasted to perfection to leave a caramelized layer on top, which paired well with the classic roasted pepper on the side. Anyway, thanks Macedonia for letting me in and overall being really kind to me. I really do think more people should go to Macedonia to eat bureks and take shits in Lake Ohrid like I did. Catch ya!